Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Cuba and China and the United States and a real estate deal that has prompted a whole lot of questions. And we're going to talk about whether or not you can just do something and whether or not something really amounts to aggression. Okay, so if you have no idea what's going on, China has reached an agreement with Cuba to basically, looks like, put a listening post there. It's either going to be gathering signal intelligence or electronic intelligence of some other kind. It's a listening post. It's an intelligence facility, and it will certainly be aimed at the U.S. Okay. It has prompted a whole lot of questions, such as this: how is Cuba giving China access to spy on the United States not an act of war on the United States? This is clearly aggression. It's a spy base. You can't just lease a spy base to another country. Okay, so let's run through it. If the United States was to, hypothetically speaking, put a listening post on the Aleutian Islands, and it was aimed at Russia and China, okay, is there anything wrong with that? No, of course not, right? That's the United States conducting intelligence from its own soil. If the U.S. was to, I don't know, share that intelligence with the British, is there anything wrong with that? No, of course not. It's their own product. If the United States was to allow British intelligence to put up their own post there, would there be anything wrong with that? No, it's U.S. soil. They can do what they want, right? Cuba gets to do what they want as well. It is what it is. This is not aggression. It's intelligence gathering. It's gathering of information. Yeah, they're doing it through a means that the U.S. probably wouldn't prefer, but it is certainly not an act of war. It is certainly not grounds for U.S. intervention in any way, shape, or form, no matter how much a whole bunch of people in South Florida are probably going to want to frame it that way. This is normal. This is normal. Now, as far as you can't just lease a spy base to another country, yeah, you can. People do it all the time. Countries do it all the time. In fact, the United States leased land within the United States to China to put a spy base in the United States. Yeah, it's an embassy. Pretty much every embassy in the world is really a spy base with a diplomatic mission. And again, something I would remind everybody, something I said a whole lot during the whole balloon thing. Opposition nations having decent intelligence gathering capabilities is good, actually. It prevents mistakes. It prevents miscommunications. It prevents misreading the opposition, which in many cases could prevent war. You don't want your opposition to be able to penetrate every aspect of your society. You don't want them to be able to get access to the real secrets. But general surveillance, it's not actually bad. As far as it being an act of war or grounds for some U.S. response, no. Cuba is a sovereign country. Cuba gets to do with their land what they choose. If the United States wanted a better relationship with Cuba, perhaps they could use the diplomatic mission a little bit more. And maybe this wouldn't be an issue. It is not grounds for any kind of military action in any way, shape, or form. A large country near a smaller country does not give the larger country say over the smaller country's internal affairs. I would ask if you feel the Russian invasion of Ukraine was justified. If you don't, then you certainly can't believe a U.S. invasion of Cuba over perceived security risks would be justified. We need to get rid of the idea of spheres of influence. And that's U.S., that's Russia, that's China. We need to get rid of that across the board. No, it's not grounds for the U.S. to do anything. It's not aggression. It's information gathering. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.